Hello, Divine Ones. Welcome. This is One Divine Light, and today the guides are going to be sharing a very important message, and I would even say an urgent message. They're going to be talking about the opening of portals, multiple portals that are opening now, and so they're going to be talking about jumping timelines, what you would call jumping timelines. They're going to call moving through timelines, and they're going to talk about how you move through timelines and how this is possible. Like what you would talk, what you would think about walking through walls, moving through timelines, the chakra system, your energy body, and how this is important to the opening of the portals that is happening now. And I think they're going to be answering some viewer questions. Definitely answering some viewer questions. This is a jam-packed message that started to come through earlier. And I had no intention of bringing it today. Some of you, if you've been here before and you've seen these transmissions, you know I haven't been here in a little bit. It's because I'm in the middle of a home renovation, hence this different background, and hopefully this is not too echoey for you. There's no prep involved today, no lights, camera, action. I have no no makeup, no lighting, special lighting, nothing. We're just coming in because the guides have this message and it just wants to come through today. So I said ready or not, like whether I'm ready or not, and they assure me that I am. Dear ones, you have all been ready. You have all been prepped. You have all been waiting since the beginning of time. What you call the beginning of time is the beginning of your time. Your time in this earth suit, your time on this earth plane. Because you have been waiting for this time, what you would call time in a linear way. We call time vibrationally, and it is vibrationally the time now. The portals that are always here. So the same way as the timelines are always here, the portals are always here. And you could say that they are opening. And another way to say this is you have the awareness that they are open for you always. Always. Yeah, nothing is ever closed. So you might think of it as closed, because you have a limited way of thinking. So some of you might say that the portals are opening. True, but more accurate to say is you're becoming aware that the portals have always been open for you. So today we wish to do an attunement and an activation for your energy field, your energy body. This is an attunement of your energetic system. You would call like a DNA activation. There are codes in your energetic field, in your energy field. There are codes, they're always there. The only thing is you're not aware that they're there. Some of you might say that we are activating DNA, we are activating codes, and it would be more true to say you are becoming aware of your own ability to activate these things, to stimulate activation, to heat the element, to heat the burner, if you would, that turns it on. This is done by you, and is available. So kind of like a stovetop, an element. You can't say that it's always on, but it always has the ability to be turned on by you. To whatever degree you need to heat whatever substance that you are heating. And in this way, your DNA activates. Comes online, if you would, but it always can. It is there, dormant, if you would. However, it is not completely dormant, the same way that a stove is always plugged into the wall in order to give it the energy, the electricity, the juice, to be turned on. In this way, you are always plugged in, tapped in. So in this way, you could say it's always turned on. You could say the same thing about the stove, right? The power is always there. It's always turned on. The display, if you would, if you had an electronic stove like that had a display, that display is always displaying the time. The power is always there, and you just don't realize its full potential until you turn on the knobs, or the buttons. In this way, it's the same way as your DNA. The potential is always there. And you just need to turn it on. And in the same way, the portals are always there, and your ability to shift timelines is always there. So what turns it on? So it is being conscious of this and matching the frequency. You need to be conscious or aware of it and also matching the frequency of it. So let's talk about jumping timelines, which is very possible. So you could think of timelines like corridors, or tunnels. They're showing it to me like this, multiple tunnels. And for this example, they're saying it to me side by side because they want to flip it. So side by side like this, there are multiple tunnels. And you are in this tunnel, let's say column A, called Earth Suit. You are in this column, and you think, okay, as you walk through this column, you think that everything that's on your wall, that's on the wall, is it's real. It's pictures of your loved ones, and it's memories of the past, and it's all the things you want in the future. You're always looking ahead in the tunnel to get something, to go somewhere, and you always think that you're going like straight ahead, like more, better, farther into the tunnel. And you kind of view life like this, right? You're in the beginning, and then you move through the tunnel like this, and then you die, and you have this idea that you're going again through this tunnel into the light. So like this, you're in this tunnel, and you don't realize, you think that the walls of your tunnel are very solid. If you go up and you put your hand on a wall right now and you hit it gently, if you hit it, you're going to say, this is a solid wall, pretty solid, right? So you think that this is a solid wall, and there's no way that you could walk through it. Of course, that doesn't make sense. You would hurt yourself, right? Or could you? And you could. And let's talk about how. So in this way, that your life in this tunnel seems very, very solid. The earth feels very solid. Your house or your abode or your abiding feels very solid. Your memories, your ideas, they all seem very solid and fixed. And your attachment to what things mean is all very fixed. The things that have happened to you, you have given meaning, and you think this is who I am. It's made me who I am. And you could have that story, or you could be open to the change. Because although the things that have happened, what you would call to you are for you, actually, they are all for you. They are all like a directional signs pointing you into the direction of home. Now, some of you might have called to you a lesson that you would say that you don't want. A hard time, a challenging time. And you would say, well, I would never do this. Well, you as an ego person would never do this, because why would you want pain? Ego's always running away from pain. But when you are in alignment with your divinity, your divine self, your higher self, your soul self, your Christed self, whichever languaging you like, when you are in alignment with this, there is no confusion, there is no pain, there is no question. And the things that you see before you no longer become this conflictual thing, this challenging thing. But to the ego self, of course, it seems this way. And this is not a bypassing. We never want to bypass anything. And we are not saying this. What we are saying is, when you are in alignment with your divinity, you see things through different glasses, if you would, clear, crystal clear. And you no longer have the same attachment to the story. And when you are in the tunnel, you have stories that keep you attached to being in this tunnel. Now, how do you move timelines? What you don't realize is, these walls that you have either in your physical abode or in this tunnel, these walls that you have are permeable. Transmutable. You can move through them, you see? So let's think of it this way. Tunnels going like this, okay? Tunnels all lined up in a row, because you like this thought of everything neat and tidy in a row. So tunnels all in a row like this. And you're in the earth tunnel, or you're in the ego tunnel. You're in your own tunnel. And you wish to be somewhere better. You think that a higher timeline is going to be better. And we wish to say that the growth never stops. It is always ongoing. It is always changing. It is always learning. Source itself, is always manifesting upon itself and will continue to manifest upon itself over and over again for its own joy, for its own purposes, for its own for its own knowing. I can't describe this, so I'm trying to ask for words because I'm trying to describe something that's indescribable, and they're giving me like a feeling of it or an understanding of it. It's just like new realizations, new plays, new enjoyment over and over again. And you think of yourself as a separate self here, having this separate experience. But like we've talked about this lava lamp before, in this way, and if you can indulge us for a moment, we wish to just sidetrack to this lava lamp. When the lava lamp is heated, so it starts as a blob. When the lava lamp is heated, it has multiple blobs, right? That go out in all of its multiple directions. Now, we've talked about this before, but we're going to add to it today. All of the individual blobs go out from this one blob, which you are. You are this one source energy. You are it. This is it. You are it. And sometimes people have a hard time believing that they are this this energy, this source energy. And you are this source energy. Manifest, and you are like one of the individuated blobs in a lava lamp. And when you pull the plug on the lava lamp and it gets cold, right, it needs the heat, it needs that energy that so the lava lamp has one blob, one source energy. There is one source energy, and there is another energy. There is another, what is this, please? This element. Okay, they're going to talk about it more in another message, but because it actually is quite big and its own topic. But for today, they're going to say that there is this element, this movement of heat, and this heat is what brings this source into its individuation. They want to explain it like this today. Don't get too attached because they will definitely expand on this. However, there is this heat, like when you plug in the lava lamp, there is this heat that puts it into individuation, but it has never been individual. It is always just one blob, that's inside the lava lamp, one source energy, one energy that is now individuated, and you think that you are individuated. But when you pull the plug on the lamp, and the lamp gets cold, you could equate that to the death of the body, and the body becomes cold. You see how you come back to one. You come home to one, and you have the realization that everything that you did while you were individuated, was like part of a play, part of an experience, and that the individuation of you, what you called you never were that. You were always this blob. How funny, you see? And so when you're back in this original state, in this merged with the source that you are, you don't mind setting up life experiences, soul experiences that you would call maybe sometimes challenging. You don't mind experiencing those because you know you're always coming back to this. You know you're always coming home. No matter how challenging it is, on some level, you know you're always coming home. But some of you would say, well, I would never set this up for myself. I would never do this. I would never do these challenging things. So I want to get out of this timeline and onto a better, higher timeline. And we would say, dear one, it is when you align with your divinity, your higher self, your soul self, your Christed self, the divine aspect of you, that is you, and is here as you. It is when you are in alignment with this, that you are able to move through the timelines, but not from an ego sense. You see, some of you now wish to move timelines, and we ask you why. What is your reason for wanting to jump a timeline? Is it because it might be fun or a novel thing to do? Is it because you want to prove that you can? Is it because you want something better than what you already think that you have, or you want something different? You want to manifest a different life? You want to access a different reality? Or, and this is the same as all manifestation when we talk about manifesting, or is it that you wish to release control of everything and outcomes, so the divine that is you, the soul purpose, the soul that is you, the higher self that is you, the Christed self, so the divine self may express through you, calling to it all circumstances that it needs, in which case you may access all timelines. And it is not, and everything that you need for your soul purpose is available on that timeline, or in those timelines. And it won't necessarily be what the ego self wants. You see, there is a really big difference. Because right now, a lot of you want to jump timelines and be somewhere else because you want something bigger and better. And we would say, sure, you can do this. You could manifest the life of your dreams. You could jump the timelines or move through the timelines. However, please understand that as long as you're playing the ego game, you're always playing in a puddle of confusion, in a muddy puddle that is distorted. And when you are willing to surrender and open to your divinity, that is one divinity, one divine source that wishes to manifest in a very specific way through what you call human body, and you are open to being in alignment with this, your divine purpose, your divine soul purpose, which may be different than what your ego purpose is, or what you're thinking your purpose is, might be very different, and may not include a big house and fancy car. And while you could manifest these things, it is possible. It may not be what your soul purpose is. And a lot of you think that having the fancy house and cars is going to bring the happiness. And while we can say that, sure, there is a happiness, a safety that you would call, but it is a temporary, illusory safety, illusory, so everything is like an illusion. And when you align with this divine self, then all that you need for whatever is meant to be experienced will be available to you. And that might not be riches, but it might be. But you must be willing to let go of what you're thinking that you wish you want. Thinking of what you wish you want to have. They're talking to me, and because I'm like, does that make sense? And they're just like move back, so not in a mean way, but they're just like, it makes sense. And they're saying it makes sense to us. Because you think you want something. And of course you do. That's and you can have it. You can have it. Absolutely. You can do this. So you can manifest the life of your dreams. Go ahead, do it. Or you can be in alignment. And there's nothing wrong with spending this lifetime or many lifetimes manifesting the abundance in the life of your dreams. And the things that you want, you can do it. Or and you can do it, and you can also open up to the divinity that you are, and allow it to express through you and call through you the things that you need. Call through you the timelines that you need. Right now, you might try to jump timelines by becoming a vibrational match to that timeline. Or giving yourself like an imaginary, like visualizing what this timeline would look like. Like, I want to access the version of me that is like this. I want to access the version of me that is like that. And we would say, sure, you could absolutely do that. Or, and you can be as you be, and allow your soul purpose, your divinity, your higher self, your Christed self, your divine self, to flow through your vessel. Clean your vessel. Open your vessel, being the body and the energy body, the nadis, the chakras, being a direct channel, a direct opening pipe, more please, being a direct vibrational match, to existence itself, because you are already this. It is being in a human suit that keeps your vibration low. And you can allow this divine wisdom, light, to flow through you. And this is how you jump the timelines. So this is how you move the timelines. Okay, let's go back to the tunnel, please. You are in it. Yes, you can move to another timeline by imagining it. You can move to another timeline through your intention and through raising your frequency. You can absolutely do this. And you can access other timelines through releasing your attachment to an outcome, and be willing and open to the surrender of the soul, and the wisdom that lays here. And thy will be done. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You have heard this, many of you. Now, heaven is not a place. It's not a destination. It's not in the sky. It is everywhere right now. Who's the thy? Thy is your soul. The source energy. That's the will that will be done. Is your own will. It is your own willingness. It is your own willingness to open to the will that will be done, which is not the ego's will, but the ego falls in line with, merges with. So right now, you are a slave to the ego, you are a slave to the mind, you are a slave to its thoughts, and it drags you around like a puppy on a leash, pushing and pulling, the puppy that doesn't want to come is trying to manipulate the puppy with a treat, trying to make it be and behave in the way you want it to. Instead of all this work, align. It's a divine alignment. Okay. Now, we wish to bring through an activation for this, an attunement to this, this frequency. And they wish me to tell you about what they have been bringing through. So they have been bringing through a lot of new stuff. You haven't seen it yet, but you're going to. And there is music. So for the last 6 months, I've been learning how to use Ableton, which is a digital audio workstation, in order to bring through different frequencies, solfeggio, binaural beats, and all kinds of frequencies. This is actually very exciting. It is frequencies to be able to, and be in alignment with opening up to being able to, what you have always been able to, but being in a harmonic match with what you would call your star family, ETs, contacting extraterrestrials, contacting ETs, direct contact now, direct contact, through your heart portal, which is the greatest portal. Did you know that you have a heart portal? Yes, you have a heart chakra, you also have a portal. Tell me please more, let's go to more and more, about the portal, heart portal, and I say, dear one, in all time. I was asking for more. And you have a heart portal. To activate your heart portal to be in a receptive mode to connect with extraterrestrial life forms frequencies. We come together and so they show me themselves which are multiple can you do more please beings, but also races like interdimensional races and they all come together for one because ultimately, even though we are different and we abide what you would call differently in multiple dimensions on different like what you would call like councils or boards or something. Like even though we have all these different ways of being or existing the same way you do on earth, so we all come together for one. We all come together for one purpose, which is the knowing of one. And we must come together this way. Again, this is how we come together now. We band together. We bring our strength, which is the strength of love, which is the strength of frequency, and alignment with the source. So beautiful. And heart portal awakening. You say yes and we say yes. And we heart portal awakening now. Once you go through, you can't go back. Why? Because you don't want to. And you can't go back to unconscious. The ties that bind you, that you have been bound to, that you have agreed to, that don't serve you, release. And I say, Laishni na sokoto si piatata saina sata karata satata okatata satata ta. So you may move through timelines with ease. You always have been able to because the walls are permeable. They really are. The fact that you believe that they're solid is an illusion, and it is an agreement to this illusion. But if you take our idea of the timelines being like tunnels, and you flip it on its side, now they become dimensions, and you can move through dimensions with ease. This is how we move. This is how we come to where you are. Vibrationally, we are here. We are in contact with you now. There are what you would call alien races. More please. So beautiful. And here on earth, how are you here? More. This is how we come. This is how we are prepping the landing. We are prepping tapping the landing. What does this mean? We are preparing the way. And you are preparing the way, and we are bringing through frequency now through the host. That's me. And what I call me. And we are bringing through this. So you're going to start to see this. It's already been created. I haven't posted it, but I'm going to. I'll post the one that I have already done. Well, I haven't done anything. So like from this perspective, from like a human perspective, yes, I'm learning. And as I'm being guided to learn, to bring through what the guides want to bring through, and this is the frequency in order for you to connect with your spiritual, what you call your spiritual family, your spiritual guides, your like seed family, your seed, your origin, and some of you have like a specific, like what you would call specific origin, and some of you have multiple origins, and you really do have like multiple origins, you could say in some way, and some of you really have been in like one family, really, like you have always been like an angel, and you have always been like in an angelic family, and you have come here to help. There are many angels, many earth angels that are here to help us. So you may have always had this, and some of you feel like that you were always in connection, like with your spirit guides. Some of you might feel like you've never been in connection, and some of you might feel like you have been in connection and you've lost that connection. And now today's transmission is for that, to remind you that you're never not connected, and that you can always tap in, and as a matter of fact, to stay tapped in. This is this portal. Okay. Let's talk about this. There are portals that are opening. They're open. How do you access them? The exact same way as you access these timelines. To be in a vibrational match. What puts you in the vibrational match? Yes. Vibration and sound, like music. Vibration and sound. Like sound healing. Like all of these types of things. But your voice is a sound healer. And tapping your body in the multiple modalities that utilize, like tapping and tapping through like the meridians. This helps through the energetic body. So like tapping the physical body helps the energy bodies. Helps the energy bodies. So all these things. And also be, and it's like that is it. So be aware, what you would call meditate, and also not necessarily always in the traditional way that you think of like meditating, yes, in this way. And also just be present to all that is. Puts you in the vibrational match to receive the downloads, to receive the information, to put you in the flow state, to be in alignment with. Flow state is alignment with this energy. That's all this is. Flow state is an alignment. And to receive the divine, like what you would call blessings. Really, they're a birthright. It's not like it's being blessed upon you. It's just that you're opening to it. You think that like something is a blessings is upon you. Like when I say like a many blessings, it is that those many blessings are you are already blessed. You just become in alignment with them. And you start living what is called. When you allow the divine to flow through you and you follow it. The ego is no longer follow the leader. Now they're telling me to talk about this from my own perspective. So, okay. And this might answer Bryce. So there's a viewer by the name of Bryce who asked a question about What do you do when you feel overwhelmed with so much? You have all these, and you might also have this experience where you have all these like great inspirations of things to do, and you just feel like you get nothing done because there's just so many different things that you feel so excited about. So you might go over here and do something and feel excited about that. And then you go over there and do something and you feel like, well, I never really do anything. Okay, well, I get that, and I have that often in the way that the guides bring something through, and they don't bring the full thing through. So they'll bring through something, and then they'll stop, and they'll be like, now it's this. And I'll be like, okay, music, all right, we're doing music. And I'm like, I'm so excited, let's do this music. And then they're like, here we go, now today we're gonna start doing yoga stuff. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute, what? We didn't finish this. Like, what about this open project? What about this open project? Like, I've got like 5 open projects. And they're telling me, this is the way that it is. When you are in divine alignment, things don't move in your egotistical timeline. They just don't. And so this happens to me frequently where I'd like to wrap up a project. Right now, I'm in the middle of a book. I would love to wrap that up. Well, I'm not in the middle of anything, but like I've been in the middle of channeling something. I want to wrap that up. I'm ready. Let's wrap it up. And the guides are like, no, we're doing music now. Frequency is what's coming through now. Now is the time for frequency. Okay. And there is this part of me that feels like I just kind of keep going, hey, what about this outstanding thing? Like I just keep, going like, hey, what about this? And no, that's not the calling. And it can be from a small self perspective and from from me to you in this way, it really can be challenging because I'd love to just get this done, right? I want to accomplish it, right? I want to be finished with it and move on to the next thing. And the guides are like, no, this isn't the time. There is a divine time, and they will do it in their divine time. And it's just being in alignment with that. And it just doesn't always look the way you want it to look. And it just, it just doesn't happen necessarily the way you would want it to happen. And it's just really trusting and opening and being willing to show up. Was I wanting to show up today when I woke up this morning? No. Today is Mother's Day. We have contractors coming tomorrow, so we have to finish all these things that need to be done. I've been doing 7 straight days of painting trim. I have my hands like this because it's I have painting hand. And it was not my intention. And as I was doing my morning practice, this message is it needs to happen today. This needs to happen. And I guess there is a geometrical event that is happening. And so frequency-wise, it is the time. And the guides don't care whether or not I have makeup on, and they don't care. They'll support the message. So they're I'm yeah, but I've been painting for 7 days, and I wasn't planning on that. And they're yeah, we're supporting the message. So frequency-wise, it is time. Just do it. So here we are, and this is where we are. And you're going to see me show up in this way, and it's not always going to be the same way. So please don't get attached to thinking I'm always going to show up with a message like this, because sometimes it's going to be frequency only, music only. Now there's going to be music coming through. There's going to be music with light language coming through that is layered, multiple layers, multiple solfeggio frequencies, multiple frequencies coming through in all kinds of different ways for all reasons I never imagined. This is brand new that I found out this week, is that I'm going to be bringing through an or I'm not doing anything, but the guides are bringing through an frequency so that we can contact extraterrestrials, so that we can direct contact, so we can be in direct contact, and we are paving the way for this and this new technology, because you are the AI. What AI can do, you can do. So when you are in divine alignment, you are using an artificial way to try to do what you could actually do without it. You see, your physical form and your energy body is a powerful tool, so much more powerful than AI actually. And when you are in a harmonious state, with this, all of the wisdom and everything that is needed comes through, and you can move mountains, do miracles, and like right now, AI is doing things that the ego wants it to do. Is being like ego-driven, and while also AI is doing wonderful things, so we are not speaking bad about this. We don't want to say that. We wish to say that even though AI is doing some great things, still it is being done, mostly on unconscious levels. Some ways it's on conscious levels. Like a more elevated levels. And you could use AI. And we also want you to know that you can use your physical form and your divine alignment, aligning with divine wisdom, which can always flow through you. And that song, anything you can do, I can do better. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Like there's some song that goes like this. They're singing it like this, but with AI. Anything that AI can do, you can do better. With your physical body and your energy body, and being in alignment with flow. And maybe being in alignment with flow means that you might use AI, but you would utilize AI in a completely different way than you're using it now, and that you're creating it now. So AI is being created in a certain way right now, and it can be created in or utilized or like when you are in a divine alignment, the way that you will create will be very different than what you're doing right now. Will be very, very different than what you're doing right now. Okay. Now we wish to do an attunement because of the and a solar event, and the portals. So the same way that you can move through timelines, you can move through portals when you can be in divine alignment. So now they're asking me to now publish what they brought through, which is a elevated consciousness. You could utilize this frequency, or we want you to also know without it, you are all whole on your own and need nothing. It would be a great disservice for us to say that if you only listened to this frequency or only did this or only did that. Yes, this is helpful and can be helpful. And also, someone asked the question, why am I not activating? You're already activated. It is realizing as such. You are not deficient. You're already activated. And you are in alignment, or you come into alignment with the activation that you already are. Same with DNA. And the stove that we talked about. It's always on. The power is always there. Become aware of it. And that activates upon itself. You don't have to do all kinds of, though you can, rituals and things, though you can, and they can be very helpful. And also, all on your own, this beautiful package, this little package you have, called human, is divine indeed. So perfect. And please know it. Intellectually, and in your heart, and this divine knowing. Okay, attunement, please. So you say yes and we say yes. Today we attune in a whole new way through the heart portal. And I say, she konoto kure pretene se te kene tokoroto korota kene sa translucent, tayaso korosa chikara, Permeable tikene soto koro to koro so chikarasa, clear, free of attachments, bonds, iokoro things that iokoro so chikarasa you have agreed to previously. Anasaya to koro so that you no longer need. Iakanasai chikoro to koro so chikarata karasa. Ine koro so release, release, release. Iakanana sai chikarata karasa chikoro. How do you move through the portal? Aikarasa, how do you move through the timeline? Yukoro being in a vibrational match. Yukoro sochi adakarasa. It yukoro so like sucks you into it. Iakarasa, you become a vibrational match, and your perceived walls, iokoroso, you begin to see through the illusion. You begin to see that they have never been solid walls, iokoroso, that the earth, iokoroso, like the hallway that you've been in, the tunnel that you've been in, iyokarasa, becomes translucent, iokoroso chikarasa, and you are able to move through the walls of the tunnel, through the confines of earth. Yukoro, flip it, and this is how you move dimensions. Yukoro sochikana karasa, this is how you move timelines. Yukoro sochikarasa, and you move ikarasa chikarasa according to thy will be done. Inia karasa chikarasa chikarasa, to realize heaven on earth for all. Inia karasa, this is what you call the new earth. Ikarasa chikoro to koroso, and it is here now. Ikarasa chikara, it is birthed. Inyai karasai chikoro to korosiki. Saishi Sakanano no shimi yukutu. Nae sakoro sishi kanai saishi. The song of divinity plays. It is a frequency. Ayakarasai chikoro katai. Senese karasa, your chakra system, iakarasa, ichikarasa, is not a color system, iakaraso, though you think of it this way, akarasa, and you may. It is a frequency system, iakarasa, ichikarasa, ichikarasa. What you call chakras, iakarasa, are actually vibrations, iakaraso, they're actually a song, if you would. Iakarasa, ichikara, they're actually a seed, if you like. Inisi, iakarasa, ichikarasa, a beej, if you would. Ikarasa, bija mantra, iakaroto, korasa, like this, iakaraso, ichikara, is his own song. Inikarasa, ichikarasa, that is being played, when it is played in harmony with the all, it is in a divine alignment. The chakras spin, they come in alignment with the divine frequency of all, the divine frequency of one, the divine frequency of truth. There is one frequency, there is one ultimate source. You are this source. When you attune your vehicle, and the energy body and the physical body are the vehicle. When you tune your vehicle, to this, when you bring your vehicle into a harmonious state, you receive all that you need, and the divine aspect that is you, the higher self, the soul, expresses itself and calls to itself, pulls to itself, draws to itself every experience that it needs, to unfold its divine purpose here on earth. At this time, come into alignment. You say yes and we say yes. Align now. Through the heart portal, the key Anasaya Chikaraka is gone. What used to be under lock and key was a false lock and key. Has always been. You have always been able to open this heart portal. See through the illusion. It's all an illusion. Separation and loneliness is an illusion. Lack is an illusion. It's all an illusion. It's a game. See through the game. Everything that you think and create through an ego perspective, out of confusion, out of longing and desire, creates creates more karma, creates more karmic ties, to which you must attend, when you are in a divine state, which you do through this alignment and agreement, come into flow state, what are you in flow with, thy will be done, and thy will, and it is not an out there thy, it is one thy will be done, one source energy, come into alignment with this, and allow it to express through you, and you will experience the most divine bliss, this divine bliss, and even in the face of challenges, and there will be some, we will say many, as you transverse this global awakening, now we say global for you, it's bigger than this, but there is a divine awakening happening, and as you traverse this, there will be what you would call challenges, what you would call heartbreak and confusion. We want you to know this: if you are feeling confused, heartbreak, heartache, you are attached to the ego perspective, and this is not a problem, dear ones. Bring your awareness to your divine aspect, to your Christed self, to your divine self, to your higher self, to your soul self, and bring that light to the light of awareness, the light of wisdom, to whatever challenge is in front of you, that you behold in front of you. Behold, I make all things new. All things new. What makes things new? It is the light. The light makes all things new. It sees through the illusion. It sees through the game. It knocks all the pieces off the board, not in a angry way, not in a mean way, but with the shining of the light. It blows everything out of the water. It blows everything away. Confusion is an ego game. If you are confused, tap into, align with your internal wisdom. Allow this light to guide your way. If you are feeling confused, it is giving you information that your alignment is that is in alignment. Your alignment is that such that it is in alignment with confusion. Okay. And as I just became confused about that message, they said, see, you in your ego head, you feel confused, but if you move out of the way, they're talking to me. There is no confusion. True. Okay, is that everything for today? Dear ones, the portal is always open. The codes in your energetic field are always available. And to the degree that you open and align with your own wisdom, which is the truest aspect of you, these codes are activated. Your DNA is activated. Anasai. Okay. Thank you so much to the guides for sharing in this transmission today. Okay. Thank you so much to the guides, and thank you for sharing in this transmission with us today. And as always, well, before as I always, I'm just going to mention that you will be seeing some new stuff now, and that's going to include not seeing my physical form, but you will be seeing, or you will be hearing their frequency that's coming through now in a whole variety of ways. I'll do a different video about that. So you're seeing a little tiny bit less of me right now because I've got a lot of stuff going on. You'll see more in June and July. So thank you so much for sharing in this message. And as always, we're sending you so much love. Thank you.